Hi, this is a short tutorial on how to ground boost in Dustforce and the basics of ground boosting with each character. Essentially, a ground boost is a way to get and maintain speed on a flat surface, and it's pretty vital to getting decent times on most individual levels in the game. So here's an example of what a ground boost looks like when it's done well. So as you can see, I was able to maintain my speed for a while, and I could have done it for even longer if I hadn't dropped dash rhythm. And as for what dash rhythm means, we'll get to that in just a moment. So essentially, there's a few parts to a ground boost. There's the setup, where you need to hit the ground with the right angle. You need to dash the instant, usually like the frame you hit the ground, and then you want to maintain your speed that you get from that boost with dash rhythm. So there's a lot of different ways to hit the ground at the right angle to get a boost out of it. But here are some of the most common ways with Dustman, and this also applies to Dustgirl, as I'll show in just a bit. So you want to be at run speed, so the easiest way to do that is just press the dash button. And you can do that whenever you want, but I usually do it around the time that I start the setup. So the setup is basically you jump, and then the instant you leave the ground, you want to double jump again. So just practice this until you get it very consistent. It's not too hard. My dash button is a bit messed up, but it's all good. So once you have that down, the next thing you need to do is you need to down dash, and the way you do that is pressing down and dash at the same time. So you do that at the peak of your jump. So just like that. And then once you've got that down, which is also not too difficult, then it gets a bit more tricky because you want to press the dash button the instant you hit the ground. It has to be as early as possible, usually the frame you hit the ground. That's ideal anyway. So let me just show that. So as you can see, that helps maintain your speed for a little bit longer. Then once you can do that, I would say the final major thing you want to do is maintain that speed for as long as possible or as long as necessary by using dash rhythm. Dash rhythm is basically when you press your dash button repeatedly pretty quickly, but it has to be done in a rhythm. You can't just mash it. So here I am just mashing it, and it like kind of works, but you can see sometimes the dash just doesn't come out, and if I were doing that in the middle of a boost, I would lose speed. So you need to do it in a rhythm, and optimally it's about every 12 or 13 frames. The exact specifics of it are a lot more like detailed than that, but I'm not going to get into it because that just gives you a general idea, and that's really all you need. So you can practice this on flat ground. You can probably hear my controller. That maybe gives you an idea of the rhythm you want. A good visual cue for Dustman, by the way, is you can see how he leans forward during the dash, and then at the end of the dash, he leans back a bit. And for proper dash rhythm, you want him to be leaning forward as much as possible, basically. So you can see he only like leans back a bit for like a split second, like if at all. You can barely see it. So putting it all together, you want to double jump, you want to down dash, and you want to dash and maintain dash rhythm to maintain your speed. Oops. And there's lots of different setups for ground boosts. You can see I just did one right there, which is occasionally useful, but like not super commonly used. One of the other more common ground boost setups with Dustman and Dustgirl are, so you do a short hop when you're at running speed. So you want to dash to get up to that. And then at the peak of your short hop, you do a dash jump. And so the way you do a dash jump is once you're in hover state, which is basically when you're at the peak of your jump arc, you press dash and jump on the same frame. And so the rest of the ground boost is pretty much the same. This is better for longer ground boosts because it takes more time to set up, but you get a better boost out of it. And then there are other ground boost setups, like, hold on a second. Like that. But that's really only useful on this one specific level that I'm playing right now. And it's really fast, but it takes forever to set up, and it's just, don't worry about it right now. If you really want to learn about that, just like ask about it on the Discord. You just don't need to worry about it right now, I promise. It's only useful on this level, and it's like only really if you're going for a really good time. So just to show that the ground boost setups I described also work with Dust Girl. Notice the cat ears and tail. Don't worry about that. It's just a skin that I use. So here's the basic ground boost setup I talked about. Same thing. And here's the dash jump. If I can dash jump. Same thing. I messed that up. Oh well. Okay, so next up is Dust Kid. But yeah, Dustman and Dust Girl, pretty much the same when it comes to ground boosting. Dust Kid is completely different because she has 3 jumps, which means she has 2 air charges. So you can air jump twice. And her jumps are also much shorter. So your first instinct might be that you want to like triple jump as quick as possible. God, I can't dash. I need a new controller. But that, sadly, doesn't really work, or at least I've never gotten it to work. So one thing you can do is full hop, and then dash jump afterwards. Oops. If you can maintain dash rhythm anyway. Or if you can dash jump. Oh my god. Yeah, so there you go. Roughly that. And that works pretty well. It takes a while to set up. So if you want something that's slightly faster, you can, at the peak of your jump, instead of waiting to go into hover, you can just dash and then jump immediately after. And that's a bit tricky if you don't have a good keybinds for it. But basically what I do, since I use a controller and dash and jump are right next to each other for me, I jump and then I slide my thumb across the 2 buttons, and that works pretty well. And it's slightly faster, and you still get pretty good boost out of it. Finally, for Dustforce, the setups are pretty similar to what they are with Dustman and Dust Girl. The only difference is with like the basic sort of ground boosting setup. You want to... The main problem is if you do the double jump too late, then you'll be too high up and you'll be at a bad angle for the ground boost, so you just won't get any speed out of it. And so what you want to do is you want to do the double jump as soon as you possibly can. So hold on, here's like what it looks like if you screw it up. You just don't get anything. You're just too high up and you're at a bad angle. So if you do it correctly, if you can down dash, my god, looks like that. So you want to do it as quickly as possible. And then the dash jump setup is the same. I like cannot do dash rhythm today, my god. The other thing to notice is that like the time it takes for Worth to fall to the ground, and thus the time you have to do the first dash, is a bit later, and that's messing me up right now. Because Worth's fall speed is slower and also his jumps are higher. But once you get it, Worth can maintain ground boost pretty well. So yeah, that's basically the ground boost setups with each character. There's more specific things that I could cover, but they're less generally useful, and it would be a much longer video. And there's no real need for that. If you have like questions as for what to do on a specific IL, the people in the Discord, which I will link below, are always happy to help. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope this video was helpful. So thank you for watching. Bye.